Yeah. Hi, everybody. We are live, as they say. We're checking to see if we're actually live in LinkedIn, which not entirely certain. I'm hoping that that's how it's supposed to be going, but apparently we are not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out where we're live. And then I'm going to put that link over in the live that we're supposed to be doing. So bear with me half a minute while we figure this out, because
it's always a dance with technology.
It is always a dance with technology. I'm fairly certain we're live somewhere. The question is where. Oh, there. I found us. I did find us. Yay, there we are. So I'm going to put this link over in the live. Copy. And then all right, bear with me. I'm so not familiar with LinkedIn enough to be able to make this really smooth and not look like I'm not knowing what I'm doing, because the truth is I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all good. There's so many platforms these days. It's like if you know one, you're doing great.
I'm really good at Facebook and Pinterest. And I'm getting better at YouTube and TikTok. But I've been on LinkedIn forever.
Yeah, it's still saying pre-live on LinkedIn. I thought maybe at the time it would magically appear.
Hold on. I think, oh, wait, no. Yeah, I was hoping it would magically appear also. I know we are actually live. I'm just trying to find the event that I'll just go over to your wall so I can paste a link in it so people can find us.
Yeah.
All right, and now it doesn't want to let me do that.
Is it this? It's not the same link you sent me.
No.
Maybe if you email me the link, I can. Let's see.
Okay. Amanda. Working on two different computers here.
Oh, now I see us here.
Yeah, we're live. It's just a question of where are we live? Now I can't even get it to do. I can't get it to do what I want it to do. Maybe this will give me what I want. Who knows? And then everything is going to be like incredibly slow over there. Let me just see if I can't do it on my laptop. I have the link right there. Don't you wish that we could copy and paste with our finger and that information would just stay on our finger from one device to the next?
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I do something on my laptop and then I'll go to my phone and I want to just like paste it right there.
Okay, I think.
All right, hold on. I'm almost there. Okay. All right, it's going to work. It's going to work. I got it. I got the link for us, and then I have the other part over here. Close that, and then I'm going to come down here and all right. This is where we are live. Okay. So yeah. All right. 6 minutes in, I think we can get started.
Cool. All right.
We'll message everybody else. So welcome, Amanda, the Queen of Swords.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here. Just a little bit about me for anybody who's watching who doesn't know. I'm a copywriter and marketing strategist for spiritual entrepreneurs. So if you're not really familiar with what copywriting means, it's not about copywriting a book. It's actually the persuasive writing you use when you're doing marketing and sales. So, yeah, I help spiritual businesses do that in a way that feels ethical and aligned for them. Because a lot of times we hear marketing and sales and we go, ick, that's an icky word. But my thing is really helping you align your marketing with what your values are for your business. And today, I wanted to talk a little bit about just why specificity is helpful to your marketing strategy. And this sentence right here, your uniqueness is your business's superpower. This is the focus of almost everything I do because what makes you stand out is what makes you special. And that uniqueness, that special spark that you bring to what you do, really can be a game changer for your marketing strategy. So, this whole presentation I'm doing today is about getting specific, why specificity in marketing is key. And so, we're really talking about here not just coming to business and marketing with a cookie cutter approach, but really celebrating your strengths as a business and what's specific to you. When we're talking about specificity as far as your brand voice and who you are as a business, we're also talking about specificity as far as your audience and who you're talking to. So, yeah, because when you speak to everyone, you reach no one. No one wants to feel like they're being generally spoken to. They want to feel like your messaging with your business is speaking directly to them. And I'll use an example with my own business. So, when I was taking a course on copywriting, the advice they gave us was to set up our domain as something generic. So, like Amanda Hornberger Agency or copywriter Amanda, or something that was very generic so that our business would have room to morph and change and grow. And while that's not particularly bad advice, I sort of forged my own path and I decided I had experience as a spiritual entrepreneur, and those were the people I really wanted to work with. So, as a former tarot reader, I chose the name Queen of Swords for my business. And I can't tell you how many people have gotten on a discovery call with me because my business is called the Queen of Swords. They're like, oh, I love that card. I relate to that message. Tell me what you mean by that. And it's a whole conversation starter. In fact, I was interviewed for a podcast just last week, in part because the podcast host wears a necklace around her neck every day that has the Queen of Swords on it. So, and I know, Jill, you can relate to this when you help people get on podcasts. What makes you special and what makes your story unique is exactly what gets you those spots on a podcast. So,
Yes, it does.
yep. So this is really important when you're trying to network or make connections or find leads to potentially buy your products or services. Remember that you're not actually trying to get everyone to buy what you're selling. You're trying to get just those people who your products and services are right for. So, when you're copywriting, now remember, copywriting, we're talking about anything you're writing for your business that has a call to action of some kind, that's asking people to take a next step with you. So when your copywriting is specific, it means that your message is clear and it's less likely to be ignored by the people who you're reaching. They know it's for them and they know exactly what you're asking them to do. Specificity also makes you appear more trustworthy and knowledgeable. I mean, think about it. When you're in a conversation with someone, if they're really clear and specific about what they're talking about, it makes them sound like they know what they're talking about. If you are in a conversation and you feel like someone's beating around the bush or changing their argument or shifting depending on who they're talking to, it makes you less likely to feel like you can trust that person. So our business marketing and our copywriting really needs to have that through line, have that specificity so that every touch point that people have with us, they feel like they're talking to the same person. Specific copywriting also targets an aligned audience. So these are the people you can actually help instead of just casting a super wide net and just hoping you catch some fish. You're going to want to target what you're saying so that the people who really need what you're selling can find you. And in that way, I feel like when we say targeting in marketing, a lot of times spiritual people sort of balk at that. We don't want our audience to feel like targets that we're trying to hit. To me, I use the imagery more of like a beacon. So your marketing writing creates this beacon, like a lighthouse that guides the people who are for you into your offerings. So we're spreading that light out into the world and trying to reach the people we can truly help. One of the biggest things people talk to me about when it comes to their marketing is how to stand out. You know, online business, it's so hard to cut through the noise and to find those people. It's a lot easier said than done. But the more specific that your copywriting is and the more focused your marketing plan is, the more you do stand out because, like I said, you're targeting the people who are exactly right for you. And the example I shared about my own business is really clear here, right? People would not have given me the advice to call my business what I did, but I've gotten clients just from the fact that my name is so specific to what I do. Specific copywriting also can increase your conversion rates because you're providing value to the people who actually need what it is that you're selling. So your messaging is weeding out the people who aren't for your offerings and inviting in the people who are. That will just naturally mean that your products and services convert at a higher rate because you're not having to sift through all the people who are not really right for what you're doing. Cool. So I know that copywriting and marketing coaching can be really expensive to outsource. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, this is great information, but I don't really know how to implement it, that's exactly why I created my course. Because when I was starting out as a tarot reader and a Reiki healer, I was good at the service I was providing, but I really didn't have any idea what to do with my marketing strategy. And so now that I have that information and I'm armed with that knowledge, I really want to share it with other people because I'm hoping to help you build a foundation to do this initial creation process for yourself. So you can set up really good copywriting. You can set up an excellent marketing funnel. You can create a brand voice that works for you and is aligned with your values. You can do that for you and your small business to start so that eventually, when you're ready to scale up, you have that knowledge and direction. It makes it so that you're not so easily taken advantage of by people who are just looking to get you to pay them a lot of money for marketing, but they're not going to actually help you. It gives you that language in the marketing sphere that gives you a bit more authority when you're making those choices. So, yeah, this was the whole background through which I created my course. And I would just like to invite you to check it out if you think that you need help with something like this. Jill and I have also paired up. So I have a link for you, and I will put that into the comments. This link will give you access to my free ebook. And that ebook is called Quick Tips to Improve Your Marketing Now. So if you get nothing else from this, you'll be able to download that ebook and hopefully get started in like shifting some of your marketing strategy right away. And all the info for the course is also in that ebook. But if you decide to take the next step afterwards, you can always put in Jill's discount code, Jill111, and that'll actually give you $111 off the price of the course just because you came and listened today to our conversation. So, yeah, I am just really grateful to be here. Thank you for listening. And I will, I guess, open it back up to Jill now to see if you've got any questions or anything else you want to chat with me about.
I really love what you're doing, just to start with, Amanda. And I love the Queen of Swords because a pen is mightier than the sword. It comes to mind when I hear that. And I love how you tied it all together. I mean, your story is amazing. And just what you're doing is really, it's not just so much helpful, but copywriting is so key to really being able to get your message out in a way that allows people to hear what you're saying rather than just shouting at people. And when you were talking about being a beacon, it reminded me of the old radios where you used to have to turn the tuner dial because it was all about frequency. And you were trying to tune into a frequency that you wanted to listen to. And you would start, as you turn the dial, you would the stuff. And then it would become more clear and you could listen to what you were hoping to hear. And then if it resonated with you, you stayed. And if it didn't, you continued on down the dial. And I think that's kind of what you're talking about in terms of getting your messaging so that your frequency is really clear when people happen across that bandwidth, and they stick around to hear more about what you're talking about in your channel.
I love
And
that analogy so much because I'm also a musician. So you hit the nail on the head with that.
yeah, so that it's a way to think about it. And when it comes to understanding your messaging, when you're looking at copywriting, really for you personally understanding your messaging, I think that's so important. And yeah, we can say we understand what we do, but until you start articulating it from the point of view of the person who's going to be hearing you, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so hard to see ourselves and especially our business because we're 3 inches away from it all the time. It can be so hard to see ourselves from the outside and how we're coming across to someone else. So that's why I always say I'm just a cheerleader for people's businesses because I'm that person who sees you how your audience is going to see you. And I sort of get to just talk you up. And that's sort of the crux of what I do with my business. But I do think getting that practice of looking at ourselves from the outside, putting ourselves in the shoes of our audience, because to me, that's the key to ethical sales as well. Actually picturing the human on the other side of what we're selling so that it doesn't just become that they're a number. We're actually trying to serve with the offerings that we're giving. So I love everything you're saying.
I love what you're doing, and I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your
Absolutely.
launch with us and your gift. That it really, I've gone through it, and it's really very helpful. And there are things that you can do right now. You don't have to wait for some future event to happen in order for you to take advantage of the guidance that Amanda's providing in this guide that she's offering you.
Absolutely. And yeah, if you get nothing else out of this other than the free ebook, I will be so happy to have offered some nuggets of wisdom there. And yeah, I am just, it's been a joy working with Jill. I feel like also what you do with helping people connect to those podcast opportunities and start their own podcast, it's been so amazing to be a part of your community. You know, I started out just being a part of your community and getting opportunities through that, which has been really exciting. And getting to partner up together has been great too. So I can't wait for my students to get access to all the juiciness you're offering as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. And I really love what I'm doing. And I love helping coaches get their message out, because I honestly believe you guys are changing the world. And for that, I am truly grateful.
For sure. And it's a brave thing to have your own business. It's a brave thing to kind of step out of that societal norm and try to do business in a new way. So I am really happy to support entrepreneurs in getting to do that and have a little bit more of a roadmap.
For sure. Thank you so much for joining us today, Amanda. This has been spectacular.
Yay. Well, I am looking forward to meeting everybody. And if anybody has any questions about what we talked about today, or you want to go deeper, feel free to send me a DM and we'll continue the conversation.
Perfect.